So I have another box. This one is from eBay, and it is a lot of minifig body parts. And I took a chance on this one because I probably paid a little bit more than I should have. Also because this seller had not sold on eBay before. They had like 4 or 5 things up for sale, but I was their very first sale on eBay. I was a little bit nervous about that because you never know what people are up to, but we're gonna hope for the best, and you will be witnessing me opening this box, and hopefully what's in it is what they had pictured. Oh yeah, this is a pretty good amount of minifigure parts. They did say that some of them were scratched or broken, which in our store we occasionally will sell some of them if they're scratched or if an arm is cracked, as long as it's not immediately noticeable. And we will put that in the description that it's scratched or faded or whatever. But it does look like there's a pretty good mix of not only minifigs, but some other stuff. Took me a while to figure out that this goes to Lord Business from the Lego movie, as does that. And that looks like it's in perfect shape. So that's going to be a good one to put in. Oops. Yeah, it's not an eBay Lego haul until stuff ends up on the floor. But there's a good mix of some other parts in there, not just the minifigs. The dinosaur, which is incomplete. The snake lady or snake guy without his head. But we're hoping, because we've had some pretty good sales with just the heads and the torsos and the legs, that we're thinking that creating the minifigure is good if you can do it, but if not, it's just as well to sell the parts. And this is Spider-Man, but his head is really scratched up and stuff missing, so we wouldn't even attempt to sell that one, and probably not the legs either, because those are noticeably scratched. Torso looks in pretty good shape though, so we'd be able to sell the torso. So that's the kind of stuff my husband's going to be looking for. He did allow me to open the box, and I get to sort through it and get all the different parts out and sort everything, see how much is here, see if it was a good price. Like I said, I did pay a little bit more than I probably should have, but once again, maybe I'll make my money back. I got really lucky with my last eBay win. I don't know if I'll be as lucky with this one, but there are a couple of, there's the kitty, Unikitty, without her little unicorn horn. Buzz Lightyear. They did say there was some Toy Story things in here, and I think from the pictures it looked like there was a set of Woody's legs in here somewhere. So maybe not a complete minifig, but there's enough here that I think we're going to be able to make a little bit of money back. Lots of heads, which is always good. Heads sell really well. Just even generic heads, especially the older heads, seem to sell really well. And they appear to all be Lego, looking at the body parts. Because my husband's training me very well to look to make sure that the Lego logo is on the torsos. I don't think that's Lego though. There's probably a couple of things in here, but there is some more of the weapons, which I've already sold quite a few of from that last lot. String always sells well. Some more of Lord Business. I'm guessing his torso might be in here too. So I think there's a pretty good mix. I'm going to go through it and I'm going to find the non-minifigure body parts and I will put those into inventory and just see what I have in those parts. And then my husband will go through the rest of this and hopefully give me an idea of whether or not this was a good buy or not so great buy. But I'm very pleased with it. I'm really happy that it was a legitimate sale through eBay and not somebody who was just trying to scam, because you just never know when you have a first-time seller on eBay. So I'm very pleased with what's here. I have all the parts now sorted from that lot. These were the ones that were pretty much intact. My husband will have to verify that the heads go with the right torsos and legs and find some hair for most of them. But we set these aside so that he can look at those real quick. A couple more of the Lord Business things, some extra arms and hands, which we'll need because a lot of the torsos were missing their hands or even their arms. But he'll go through them and figure out what's sellable and what's not. And then we have the legs, all the different heads, hats and hair, and then we have minifigure utensils and everything else. So I'm going to start putting a few of these things in just to see how much they're worth. I also found, I believe, all the parts for the Unikitty. I have to double check that one, and possibly I got to figure out which head goes with this Chima. And then the rest of this will go in the house and my husband will go through all of that. I spent last night and this morning getting miscellaneous parts into inventory. We did find a couple of complete minifigures. So there's 3 complete minifigures on there and just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that I was able to put in. And out of all of these parts, we ended up with 101 items for $58, which is really good. My husband will put in the minifigure body parts, and I think that will definitely pay for this eBay order. We did have a couple of nice finds. We found a skeleton horse for $3.50. And then we had a bunch of $2 items. So we had the dinosaur, some armor, headgear, which I haven't seen before, and just various items, which quickly added up, which is nice. So I think with these items and all the body parts, we'll get our money back, which is the whole point to this. So I'm going to be able to call this a really good order, and I'm going to leave some really nice feedback for that first-time eBay seller.